Hey Canucks fans, more bad injury news for the club as both Brock Boeser and Quinn Hughes missed today's practice. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, April the 5th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Unfortunately, not a lot of positive updates coming from practice today. The Canucks actually did not practice yesterday because we found out that many players were sick. Maybe they had what Horvat had last week, what Brad Richardson had over the weekend, some sort of stomach flu going around. Thankfully, it's not COVID related, but nevertheless, it still is illness. So the Canucks did not practice yesterday. And then when they took the ice today, big absences, Brock Boeser and Quinn Hughes. Now, Brock Boeser's injury happened in the second period of the Canucks Vegas game on Sunday. We remember the play, Boeser going to check Hutton along the boards. Then Pettersson decides to join the party. And Pettersson, in throwing his body against Hutton or trying to, he actually misses Hutton. And then he actually runs into Boeser and crunches Boeser's, actually, I can give you almost a demonstration. Boeser's arm kind of got crunched this way, which is very, very painful. I didn't do that intentionally. I wasn't vlogging out here intentionally, but now I had this wall so I could use it. So yes, Boeser's arm bends the wrong way. He clutches it immediately, goes straight to the bench, and thankfully he did play in the third period, but he wasn't that effective, and I guess he was kind of playing on adrenaline. I even joked to Justin, we were at the game, that maybe they shot him up with some painkillers. But yes, Boeser missed today's practice. We don't know how long he will be out. Now, this is why this is important for Brock Boeser. We know he's right in the middle, right at the end of his second 3-year contract. We know he's owed at least a qualifying offer of $7.5 million for one season. Of course, the Canucks and Boeser can negotiate a new contract outside of that. But how does this affect his contract negotiations if he's indeed done for the end of the year? It would bring to the end of a very disappointing season for Boeser. Started really slowly, had a bit of a bump when Boudreau came in, but then has been really, really not noticeable the last month or so. So if he doesn't play another game this season, I'm not saying that's going to happen, we got to wait to find out. But if he doesn't play another game this season, does that mean that ultimately it's a very disappointing season and it's going to affect his contract negotiations? It's going to affect his leverage. It's going to affect his value. And maybe we could go as far to say as it'll affect his trade value. So I like Brock Boeser. You guys know that. He's one of my favorite players on the team. But right now he's not worth 7.5. You could argue he's not even worth 6.5. A lot of people are talking about a 6-year, $6 million season deal. We'll see if he even goes for something like that. So this is going to be a very fascinating story to watch going forward. But the biggest news, Brock Boeser injured, suffered on that hit. You could say it's a Hutton hit, but really it was more of a Pettersson hit in that Sunday game against Vegas. Quinn Hughes also missing today. Hopefully this one isn't as serious. Well, we know it's not as serious. It was because of the flu, the illness that's going around. Oh, that's a bad angle because of the sun. We'll go this way. Yeah, because of the flu that's going around that Horvat and Richardson suffered from. And Bruce Boudreau even said that they hope that Hughes will join the team in Vegas. Don't forget the Canucks play in Vegas tomorrow. They play in Arizona on Thursday and then come back to play San Jose on Saturday. So Brock Boeser missing, Quinn Hughes missing. So how did they fill the gaps? Well, firstly, they called up defenseman Jack Rathbone from Abbotsford on an emergency basis. Don't worry about the ramifications of an emergency basis. What's more important is Rathbone just helped the Abbotsford Canucks get to the Calder Cup playoffs, and now he's being called up to the big club. So whether you'd say, obviously that hurts Abbotsford's chances for the first little bit, but they still got to play some regular season games. So I'm sure the plan is to get him back to Abbotsford for the playoffs. But if he's with the Canucks for the 2-game road trip, no harm done there. Maybe he gets into some game action. So this is how the Canucks lined up at practice today. Remember, no Boeser, no Hoglander out for the season, and then no Highmore, who's hurt right now. Then on D, of course, no Hughes, and no Pullman, who's out for the season as well with his recurring concussion symptoms. So this is how the Canucks lined up. First line, a new look first line of Miller, Petey, and Pearson. So Miller, Pettersson, and Pearson on the first line. Your second line was Bo Horvat, Connor Garland, and Jason Dickinson, elevating to the second line, Jason Dickinson. Third line of Lamico between Chason and Podkolzin. That line is played together for a little bit now. And then your fourth line had Nick Patan with Will Lockwood and Brad Richardson. Actually, Richardson in the middle, and then Patan and Lockwood as the winger. So you can see 3 of the top 12 missing in Boeser, in Highmore, and Hoglander, and that's what you get for offensive lines. Then for the forward lines, I should say, they're not offensive. Well, they're supposed to be offensive. You know what I mean? On the blue line with no Hughes, no Pullman, lined up like this. It was actually OEL with Shen. It was Dermott with Myers, a good skating pairing there. And then it was Hunt and Kyle Burrows playing on the third pairing. So Brad Hunt back in the lineup, it looks like, with Pullman's absence and probably Hughes' absence. And then Kyle Burrows getting his first look in a long while. Then on the power play, it gets really interesting because you're missing Boeser, you're missing Hughes, 2 of your first unit guys. So you had Pedersen, you had Miller, you had Horvat, but then you had OEL and you had Chason. So obviously Chason took Boeser's spot in front of the net, who he can be effective there. He has 7 goals this season, probably all scored from in front of the net. And then of course Horvat in the bumper. I'm sure you had Miller on one side, Petey on the other side, and then OEL up top. Then on the second unit, you had Podkolzin, Patan, and Pearson, the 3 Ps, with Connor Garland and with Brad Hunt. So not the most intimidating second unit I've ever seen, but you have Pearson and Garland, of course. Those 2 guys have flirted with a couple, opportunities on the first unit. But Pearson, Garland, Podkolzin, Patan, and Brad Hunt, who's a good skater. He scored a couple goals a couple weeks ago. So, this unit barely gets any time anyways. The Canucks barely get any power plays anyway. So it's not like they're going to hurt the team. But yes, that's how it looks when you don't have a Hoglander and a Boeser and a Hughes around to help with the power play units. So Canucks fans, we got 12 games to go. We know they got to go 12-0 or 11-1 to make the playoffs. Realistically, it's not happening. We've been talking about what should the Canucks' priorities be over the final 12 games of the season. And maybe they're going to be forced to be playing the non-regulars or younger guys because of injury. If this Boeser injury is long-term or longer-term, if Hughes is out for any extended period of time, which I doubt he will be, but we see the effect already of Jack Rathbone being called up. With Pullman out, with Highmore, Hoglander out, there are going to be opportunities for young guys to play, or at least guys who are earning contracts, renegotiating contracts. Well, I guess that's Boeser, but you know what I mean. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for the coaching staff to make decisions on players and to continue to evaluate players, as GM Patrick Alvin says they are continuing to do. Because remember, there are no superstars on this team. We'll see what happens. I will check in with you with an update tomorrow prior to the Canucks Vegas Golden Knights game in Vegas. But as for tonight, it's Tuesday night, back to bowling after a 1 week absence. I can't wait to give you a great update tomorrow. Hopefully I win some points for my team, and we'll see what happens. And speaking of bowling, if you caught it on my Canucks After Dark yesterday, my son Jacob, the second guy, the national champion, he's actually in Toronto, in Mississauga, more accurately, playing in a men's national tournament. So I will update you. His first 12 games goes tomorrow. So we obviously hope that he does a really good job. I missed him already, but it's okay. I'm a big boy. I'll FaceTime him as soon as I'm done here, and all will be well. All right, Canucks fans, in the comments below, let me know what you thought about Boeser's injury. Let me know if you think he's done for the season, and let me know if you think this affects his contract negotiations at all. Or do you think the Canucks have already made up their mind? It's just a matter of doing a deal. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thanks to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollyworth, Carol Bovenlander, HSM Fangirl Gaming, and Smooth Groove. I did that out of order, but that's okay. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos, or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, become a member or upgrade if you like to, and leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Brock Boeser's injury, does it affect his contract situation, his negotiations at all? Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other as I continue to do 360s holding my camera. God bless, and go Canucks go.